Little salamander.
Okay, got up about 10 till 5 this morning. Made some breakfast, packed up. You can see the dry spot on the ground where my tent was. I think we've still got our little salamander friend there. Yep. He's still hanging out. All right, I think I got everything. Now we head back up the tunnel here and get back on the trail. And we're back up in a cloud now. Even though it sounds like it's raining, it's actually not. And I'm not getting hit with water. It's just dripping off the canopy. But, so last night, it rained from about 7 to midnight. And, of course, I woke up a little after that, 12:30 or so. Realized I had some condensation in the tent because it was all closed up. So wiped it down inside, opened up a couple doors. Didn't rain the rest of the night. Condensation formed at the peak for another couple hours, but then eventually dried out. It was wonderful. And woke up just before 5. Started getting things together. Had some breakfast. And got to hiking. And now we're making good progress, but it's going to be a climb all morning getting to the top of the mountain in this beautiful environment. It's about 8:30 and just finished up a break here at Indian Grave Gap, which is right on the highway. We got some more climbing to do to get to the top of the mountain, and a couple miles from the beauty spot, which is supposed to be a really nice place. Good views. Hopefully some of these clouds will burn off and I can get a view. Yeah, so top of the mountain, hopefully by midday, and then lots of downhill, a little bumpy. I'm hoping to go 19 miles, but if I come up a little short, I'll be fine with that. 19 miles would set me up for 11 tomorrow up Roan Mountain, which should make it easier and get an earlier pickup time. So, and I just talked to Christy, and she's since we're near where her father lives. She's going to go with him and do Meals on Wheels with him today for taking meals to folks even younger than him. So, yeah, they'll get a nice sharing experience today. All right, well, on up the mountain. Yeah, we're in a cloud. whole lot of uphill through the clouds this morning. Hey, we're starting to see sunshine, and we're half a mile from the beauty spot. Any chance it'll clear off? That would be amazing. We have arrived at the beauty spot. That makes the climb all worth it. Wow. Okay, so supposedly there's a spring just down this little path here off Unake Mountain Road. And I need some water, and it's gonna be 8 miles till the next water. So let's get some. Well, it's a pretty little spring, but it looks like it's gonna be a slow fill from this. Yep, that was a slow fill. Okay, well, I got a leader there, that beautiful little spring, and so it's 7.5 miles to the next one. So anyway, I'm gonna head downhill for a while, and then we got the last climb up Unake Mountain. And once we get that done, then we'll have a big long downhill, and actually the top of Unake Mountain is like the worst part of today. There's a couple other smaller climbs later, but not the additional 1,000 feet we got to go up. So here we go. This has been a beautiful downhill section through all these trees and ferns and flowers. I do love being out here. So, hidden in a parking lot or road marker was a subtext to a water trail, and rather than stretch it out like I was gonna do, I think I'm gonna go back here, take a break, because it's still 7 miles to the next water source, and I might be able to fill up quicker here. That's why you got to check all the icons all the time. Okay, that's better flow. There's a rock right back here to take a break on. So let's do it. 11 o'clock, just finished another little snack break here by the spring and get back on the trail and maybe have lunch on top of the mountain. It's about 1.5 miles up. Almost to the top of the mountain, and now everything is turned into this coniferous dominated, very mossy environment. It's beautiful. environment changes immediately into these small conifers. Very cool. Yeah, so Unaka Mountain was beautiful. Stopped just downslope here, take a water break. I was in need of a little bit of rest after all the climbing. So the peak at Unaka was about 2,000 feet higher than where I started this morning, but there was a lot more climbing than that because there were some downhills too. So big climbing day, but the hardest of the climbing is over. We'll come about 10 miles. Considering the climbing, that's not bad by noon. And considering the breaks we took and the slow spring, etc. So we are headed, it looks like there's a spring in about 5 miles. It'd be a good assessment point, and then see how I feel about going a little further. Man, what a beautiful morning. It's been amazing. All the environmental changes, the sunny meadows, walking through clouds, at the top of the mountain with the pine forests, earlier in the day climbing up through the rhododendron. It's just fabulous. It's so great to be out here. And we've come down the mountain far enough where we're back in the rhododendrons. Stopped in the Cherry Gap shelter and had a nice ramen and spam with some Swedish fish for dessert. And now I understand there's a spring here, so I want to see if I can find it. It's around here somewhere. Nice. All right, just finished up there at 2:15. I'd like to get 6 more miles done. That's, given the terrain, that may be possible in 3 hours, maybe a little faster. So that put me there at 5:30. That's really not bad. So I imagine I'll have to take a couple more breaks, but certainly be to camp by 6. It doesn't get dark till 7. Here's the sign for the spring. We can get water to carry to camp. We've had some steep climbs and descents all along this trail and got one more steep ascent coming. So I'm going to enjoy this flat stuff, however short it may be. It's beautiful. "5:30 and we have arrived." So this is my camp place. Get to choose a spot. All right, beautiful. Well worth the climb. All right, it's about 10 till 6. We got the tent set up, and I think I'm looking around, there just aren't any bear hang limbs again, so it'll be inside with me tonight. Cook up some dinner, put on some dry clothes, and enjoy this spot up on Iron Mountain Gap. You have to carry water up, so I don't expect competition. There's only one other real tent spot up here. And I got the best one. 19.4 miles today with all of that climbing. So that's pretty good. That's what happens when you start in the dark and end an hour before sunset. So, wow, the views, finally got to some of those open views after the clouds burned off, and they were great. And tomorrow, I just had 12 or 13 miles to go to get to Carver Gap and get picked up. Just climb up Roan Mountain. Well, I'll get the stats for today in the snapshot of the travel, because the total ascent needs to be calculated based on where we started and where we ended. But thanks so much for sauntering with me today. And remember, we're doing the impossible. That makes us mighty.